Hey guys, it's Sophia. I'm back on this Friday with another message. It's a beautiful day, and I told y'all I would be back. I've actually been recording videos. I'm actually starting a YouTube channel. I want you guys to check it out. I'll leave my comment in the links. But I did want to share with you guys. I encountered somebody that made me feel like I needed to share this with somebody else. I was actually at the pharmacy today and sitting just waiting in the parking lot trying to fill my prescription, minding my own little business. And this guy rode up beside me and he was looking all off in my window and I could feel him looking at me, but I was ignoring him. But I mean, I guess I'm cute or whatever. So, I wasn't paying it no mind. But eventually he started motioning to me to roll down the window. So I rolled down the window because I'm curious, Not that he was cute or anything, boo. Ain't nobody cuter than you. But anyway, I was curious, so I rolled down the window and he was like, "Hey, I had a question. I want to ask you, a question." And I was like, "Okay, what's up? Shoot." And so he was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to run something by you." So he proceeds to tell me the story about, his sons. He has a few kids, but we talked about his son. So he has a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old. And the 16-year-old's birthday just so happened to be this week. And he was like, he was trying to figure out whether or not he was going to go and get these new J's that just dropped for his son or whatever. Don't ask me why he told me all this, but yeah, he told me he was trying to decide whether or not, while he was trying to decide whether or not to go get his shoes for this boy, his oldest son calls him back and was like, "Hey, Dad, don't get the shoes because he's already got them." So he calls his 16-year-old son, who he mentioned doesn't have a job, doesn't work anywhere, doesn't have any way of getting any means of getting any money or whatever, and ask him, where did he get the shoes? So his 16-year-old responds, and he's just like, "Oh, I pulled them out the mud." So his question to me was, well, what does pulling it out the mud mean? And I'm telling him, like, I don't know. I don't know that kind of slang. I don't, know a lot of slang at all anyway. So I was like, I don't know what that means, but to me it sounds like, he either got somebody to boost him for him, or he might be doing something wrong to get him, or he got him, stole him himself. I don't know. Like, I don't know how you get the kind of money to get J's if you ain't got no job. So he was like, "Yeah, that's what I thought. I think that he doing stuff. I think that he either out here in the street hustling or whatever, whatnot." And he goes on to say, "I don't know what I'm gonna do with these boys. Like, they just so bad." He was like, his 17-year-old is fighting people every other week and getting suspended and expelled from school, and then his 16-year-old, he think he's out here in the streets. So I'm just listening to him telling me, part of his whole life story or whatever, and he says, yeah, they just bad. So I'm like, okay, well, what are you putting in them? And he's like, what? I said, what are you putting in them? Like, what are you instilling in them? What are you teaching them? Like, kids are empty vessels, so what are you putting in them? So he's just like, "Oh no, it ain't me. I have never shown them that, and I'm a good man, and I work every day, and he told me he was a truck driver, and he keeps in contact with them, blah blah blah." So then he said he keeps in contact with them. I was like, "Oh, so where are they?" So he tells me, "Oh, they live with his baby mama." I hate that word. But he's like, "Oh yeah, they live with my baby mama and blah 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 blah, and I get them during the summers and this is that and the third, and I tell them this and I tell them right from wrong, and although I did stuff back in the day, like they ain't never seen me do that. I ain't never done nothing around them." So I'm just like, okay, whatever. So at any rate, I told the guy, and this is my message for you guys out here in the world. I told him, I was like, those kids are not bad, they are broken. Okay? So I want you guys, mothers, fathers, relatives, friends, leaders, teachers in this community to stop calling these kids bad out here in these streets when they are not bad, they're broken. Okay? So I went on to tell this guy, at the end of the day, as adults, as parents, as teachers, as leaders, as, pastors, whatever you are, adults in the community, we are our kids' biggest influencers. Okay? Parents more so than anybody. All right? You are your kids' biggest influence. So when your kids are out here and they're acting up and they're stealing and they're fighting and they're cheating and they're being mischievous and just doing all of those things that you as an adult know is wrong, and I won't even say that all of y'all know because some of y'all out here doing it yourself, but when they're out here doing those things, you have to sit back and think about, okay, What is it that I'm doing? What am I showing my kids? What am I teaching them? What am I instilling in them? You know? So at the end of the day, don't sit up and call your kids bad, especially if you're not that parent that's present, especially if you're not being their biggest influence, especially if you're just sitting them in front of the TV every day after school, or allowing them to search anything online on these tablets and these cell phones. Because at the end of the day, they're picking it up from somewhere. So that's my message. These kids out here, they're not bad. They are most definitely broken. Okay? So I challenge y'all as a community to start to look at it with a clearer view, a clearer eye, and try to pick up on these things and check these kids at the gate. If you have a kid out here and you're out in the grocery store and your 4 or 5-year-old is falling out and having a tantrum and showing their butt in the store, it's your authority. Okay? It's your responsibility. So we just have to do a better job, guys, because we put off a lot of our responsibilities, a lot of our mistakes. We shift a lot of that to these kids and say, oh, it's your fault. Like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. No, you're not. You most definitely are not. Especially when it comes down to these dads. I personally, as a woman, I don't believe that a woman can actually raise a man and teach him. Well, we can raise a man, but we can't teach a man what it is to be a man. So, and I feel like parents are mutually needed. A man needs a mother just as much as he needs a father, and vice versa, but in different ways. A woman has to teach a woman how to grow up and be and develop as a woman, and what it is to be a woman. The father's role is to teach a woman how to interact with a man, right? And then the vice versa, it flips. A man teaches a man how to be a man, right? The mother teaches the son how to interact with the woman. And then those two examples in the same household basically demonstrate how the relationships are supposed to coexist and act together. All right. So I believe that the roles are mutually, mutually needed and mutually beneficial. But when it comes to these boys out here in these streets, our lost men, our lost sons, y'all dads are going to have to step up and step into the picture. And then us as parents, guys, get it together. If your kids are out here and you know that they acting up, hold them accountable. But then after you hold them accountable, hold yourself accountable too. Re-examine your environment. Re-examine what you're teaching them. Re-examine how you're influencing them or what you're allowing them to be influenced by. It's time out, guys. It is time out. Too many of our kids are out here in the streets dying. Stop labeling these children as bad or as wayward or as lost causes when they're not. It is up to us as adults, teachers, leaders, parents, fathers, mothers, influencers, all of us alike, to teach these kids about what we've been through from our experiences, instilling them the foundational beliefs, ethics, morals, responsibilities. Is up to us. It's not up to them. They are empty vessels. We fill them. Our environment fills them with what they feel they should be, what they feel they should believe. So if your kids are out here and they acting up and they doing bad and just out here just getting it how they live, you need to sit back and re-examine that. Sit back and re-examine yourself. Sit back and re-examine your household. Sit back and re-examine your community. And then do something about it. But don't sit up and call your kid bad. Your kids are not bad, people. These kids out here that's messed up, they broken. And it's our fault. So, I'm off my hot seat. I came in for a brief chat. I had that same talk with that man. He didn't come in for that. He was probably just trying to get a number or something like that and didn't expect to get what he received. But I hope that some of y'all received that today. These babies out here, and them babies, them boys, them 16 and 17-year-old boys that haven't experienced life, probably haven't experienced a girl, probably haven't done anything in life. These kids out here, guys, they are empty vessels. It is up to us as adults to set that example so that they can grow up and be productive, efficient human beings. Stop labeling them. They are not bad. They're broken. That's my message. I'm done. I love y'all. I'm coming with more. I'm coming for y'all in 2018. I told y'all, 2018 is my year of change. If I can influence one person, if I can get one person to step up and change their lives and step into their purpose, then I'm one step further into mine. I promise you I'm coming back. Y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. I love you. That's my message. Bye.